We are live.
Live we are.
Live we are.
Hey everybody, if you can see us, it's because you're on TV. I don't know.
Yep.
Oh,
Yes.
I got a notification that we're live on TV.
What? Us? Little old
Famous.
us? Oh my god. Alright, hold on. I'm going to try one more time to do this with the mic that I actually want to do it with. Hold on. Alright, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Does it sound better than it did 30
yes,
seconds
it
ago?
does. Much better.
Yeah, awesome. Okay.
My gas bill's $91.
Oh, that's poop. I'm sorry. Is that heat? Do you have gas heat?
Yeah, gas heat. That's what happens. That's what happens.
That is what happens. Okay. Well, is there anybody in here yet?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It is the two of us. Just the two of us.
Oh, good. I like it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I keep getting a little bit of a lag on you, like the video is like lagging to catch up with your audio. It's fine right now, I think. Say something.
Hello, my name is something or other.
That is your name. You do have a something or other.
I'm doing a quick speed test.
Okay. It seems like you're okay now.
My download speed is at 525 megabits per second, which is fast.
That is fast. Maybe it's me. Let me do a speed test. Well, hi everybody. Look at us speed testing. What an interesting thing to watch.
My upload speed's iffy. It's only 35. 36.2.
That's what's your ping rate? What's your latency?
16 milliseconds.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
That's Comcast for you. I'd rather not have them, but I do.
Mine's going now. Oh, it's taking quite some time to connect. That makes me nervous. All right, here we go. I got a ping rate of 8. Oh boy, it might be me.
It might be.
I might be the problem.
Well, nobody's in here still, so maybe they'll never notice.
I hope so. This is really boring. My download and my upload speeds are like they're not great, but they're okay. Like usually I'm in the 200 range for both, but right now I'm at 64 for download and like 53 for upload.
That's a good upload.
Yeah, it could be better. I don't know what's up with that.
Our best friend's here.
Oh. Hi. Hey. Sorry we're a week late. It's me. It's my fault.
I think last week was my fault.
No, last week was my fault because my mom had well, it wasn't fault. My mother had knee replacement surgery. It was not her fault. She had knee replacement surgery and some things needed to be switched around so that I could help her out. She's doing better. Let's see. I didn't know. I just looked at the script. I didn't know what to put for grab your shell phones.
I've said your clamshell e-readers, your sex demons, and your toasters.
Ooh.
I picked you also brunette with glasses. Is that okay?
That's fine. Yeah.
Mhm.
That makes sense. Also, I would spend all of my time if I had a shell phone e-reader um reading things. Oh, hell yeah. So, all right. I guess we can start this recording, right?
Yeah, why not? Yeah,
Yeah, let's
why not?
Oh, you know what? I think we can do it. Oh
Okay.
shit, I got to get rid of Slack. Hold on.
That devil.
The demon that is Slack.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows what you're doing. I've never heard of it before.
Me neither. It's some sort of new cool thing. Oh, before we go live, oh shit. Never mind. I won't tell you how many posts I stole from wherever I stole them from.
Oh.
But like.
Yes. Yes. Should we announce on air or off air?
I want to do it on air. And I'm gonna put it on a post-it. I also got this thing. It's a tablet that
Ooh.
it just uploads it all. You just scan the QR code and it uploads it.
Oh, that's good. That's good stuff.
I'm gonna try that out for this week.
Nice.
And these are just magnets. So you can just replace the. But it's also it comes with a pen and a cloth, and you just wipe it off, and you can reuse them over and over again. And it says that if it won't come off, just throw it in the microwave, and it'll come right off.
Get me one.
You got it.
Thank you. Okay. So
I took this chair out of work yesterday. I wheeled it out the front door.
I am.
I'm not kidding.
This is
like,
so beautiful.
Because my chair, like my original wheelie chair, it's great, but it's like a gaming chair, and it doesn't look professional enough. And I'm gonna be on Zoom for like half of my day every day.
The degree to which I love that is astronomical. I could not love it more. Well, all right.
Yeah, fuck it.
Let's yeah, indeed. Fuck it. Thank you for joining us a day early. We are going to Rex Manning Day tomorrow, so we had to join. We had to record. We're gonna.
I hope it's a scream along like it was last time I went, where I get to scream shoplifter as loud as I can.
Oh man, if they don't let me, if that's how I get kicked out of the Oaks, that's how I get kicked out of the Oaks.
Because last time they put all the quotes on the screen, like for noobs, you know.
Oh yeah, I have Shenado Rebellion, shock me with the deviant behavior, like it's locked and loaded and it's ready to go.
Mm-hmm. I might watch it tonight to get ready, but I'm not going to. What time did it start? Do you remember? 7?
I think.
I'll check the tickets.
Yeah, okay. All right, but for now, we're gonna record a little podcast about the movie It Follows.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, I'm hitting record.
Oh, I did the same thing.
GarageBand is saying, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, you pay me for this, so I guess.
Kind of. All right.
It comes for free.
I look like trash, but this is about our voices, so 3. Wait, who's doing the opening? Oh, Christ.
Oh, God.
1 week and we fall apart. All right, I'll do the hard part. I do the hard part because I stumbled my way through doing the back of the box last time, so I do the hard part. Okay. All right. Ready? All right. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Idiot's Guide to Horror.
Counteracting the toxic culture surrounding horror fandom and breaking down your favorite horror movies. With you, as always, your host, Kara Yara Popovich.
And Christopher Paul Haberman. So everybody turn off the lights, grab your clamshell e-readers, your sex demons, and your toasters, and let's get ready to dissect It Follows.
Your arms are full this time. You got arms full of stuff to grab to bring to the table. Yeah, It Follows. horror, quote unquote, elevated horror phenomenon, released in 2014, written and directed by David Robert Mitchell, which is 3 first names.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Hate
got
it.
3 of them.
Yeah.
You can currently watch it on Netflix. We wanted to cover this movie for a long time, but it was not streaming on anything, and now you could just fucking watch it on Netflix, man.
Yeah, for free. I mean, for $12.99 a month. I don't know how much.
Or
I
it's
don't
like
pay for
15 a
Netflix.
month now. You don't pay for
Oh,
Netflix. Yeah,
I don't pay for anything. I pay for Hulu. Do you want Hulu? You want my Hulu?
my Hulu's linked to my Spotify.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know what I can give you, but I want to give you something. Did you like Spider-Man?
You already did. You already gave me your Movies Anywhere, and
I
I
only
have
have
been
15 movies
watching
on there.
Movies Anywhere. What was that?
I only have like 15 movies on there.
Yeah, but they're premium quality movies.
You can watch Parasite whenever you feel like. Do I own
And
Parasite?
yeah. Yeah, and I do enjoy Parasite. I do enjoy a good Bong Joon-ho. Also, before we even get into this movie, I just want to apologize to everybody that I recommended a Sion Sono movie to for the last 2 years. Whoops. Unfortunately, this is what happens when you are a fan of a man's work. Sometimes you end up having to eat crow and stop enjoying things that you really enjoyed. So I apologize for not knowing that he was awful.
I mean, I feel okay. Remember Fight Club?
Yeah.
On a long enough timeline, everybody becomes awful.
Yeah, but he's been accused of sexual assault by like multiple women, so it's
Awful.
I basically like I have been screaming his praises for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I regret it now, but this isn't the first time I've been through this. I was a Louis C.K. fan back in the day, and every day I
Didn't he
regret
just
that.
win an Oscar?
He won a Grammy.
Oh, worse.
Yeah,
What do you win an
the
Oscar for?
motherfucker won a Grammy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we haven't even recorded since the Oscars and the debacle.
Yeah, people are still talking about it at work.
I mean, I was bored of hearing about it 2 days later. The memes were good. Obviously we're talking about. No, I'm not even gonna say it. You know what we're talking about. Is if it just look up, if you don't know what we're talking about, Google Oscars 2022 or carry on with your day. Like, just live a full life. Who cares? Who gives a flying fuck?
A lot of I think a lot of people.
A lot of people do, and they shouldn't. It's it's silly at this point. Like, I just think it's funny that there were like a bunch of people, like a bunch of dudes being like, well, I would do the same for my woman. And I'm like, you would get on stage at the Oscars and slap comedian Chris Rock across the face.
Beloved comedian.
So in this highly unlikely scenario in which you are invited to the Oscars and you are sitting front row, you too would slap comedian Chris Rock on international television. Sure.
I don't think I would.
I don't know. No, you're a normal, sane person.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't be invited. I would be sitting at home in my pajamas eating popcorn like I, was. But do they serve popcorn at the Oscars?
I wonder if they serve popcorn at the Oscars. I mean, I'm sure like if somebody asked for it, they could get some popcorn. It's not like a dinner and drinking thing like the Golden Globes are. It's a classy event.
Did you see what Paris Hilton wore to the Emmys?
I did.
Stunning.
Amazing. I also saw her performing Star Blind at the after party with Olivia Rodrigo.
I didn't see that. Is that on Instagram?
I think it's somewhere on Instagram. I'll send it to you. Yeah, I got you. Don't worry. Anyway, the movie It Follows.
Paris Hilton reference for the week.
So It Follows Yeah, you can watch it on Netflix. It's a couple years old now. Um, I guess more than a couple. I guess it's almost 10 years old. Fuck me.
Don't say that. Well,
That's
it came out in 2014 at Cannes, and
Mhm.
then 2015 worldwide.
Okay. So
So
it's
it's like
not quite there.
no.
But this was a pretty big deal when it came out. People this like I would credit this and The Witch with being the two movies that started to like make people who don't normally like talk about horror. Um so I'm glad that we could bring it into the fold.
Before
Um
It Follows came out, the movies that I watched were like 99% indie.
mhm.
It Follows came out, and this is all I care about now. Like I've not thought about anything else since 2015. It's,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one. Like it's okay, we'll get into what we feel about it. Do you want to do a back of the box description?
it doesn't think, it doesn't feel, it doesn't give up.
That's good.
Oh, okay. So picture it. 2015. You're doing whatever you're doing. Okay, you pick up a movie, you turn it around. I forgot how we did it.
That's
Okay.
fine.
After carefree teenager Jay sleeps with a new boyfriend, Hugh, for the first time, she learns that she is the latest recipient of a fatal curse that is passed from victim to victim
The
to victim
Victim.
via sexual intercourse. Death, Jay learns, will creep inexorably towards her as either a friend or a stranger. Jay's friends don't believe her, seemingly paranoid ravings, until they too begin to see phantom assassins and band together to help her flee or defend herself. They never see them, first of all.
Also, like, this is my first time realizing that Hugh has a name.
He had two names.
He did?
Is that a spoiler?
Oh, right, because he used a fake name.
Yeah,
Do
he's
we know
Jeff.
his real name?
Jeff. Jeff Foxworthy. No, they said his full name in the movie one time before they go to his house.
He's beloved blue-collar comedy tour comedian Jeff Foxworthy.
Yeah, you remember.
Yeah.
Before he started doing stand-up, he was in this movie as the love interest.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense, actually. So spoiler warning, we're going to talk about this movie in depth up to and including the ending. So if you haven't seen this movie, please pause this episode and go watch it if you care about spoilers. If you're on the live stream, don't you fucking go anywhere.
Yeah, we need the viewers.
Do not you dare leave.
Don't, or you'll be a victim.
You will be a victim of it. So I guess we just dive right into the movie facts. I'm impressed with how many you found.
Almost none. Like I tried really hard.
This is really good. So the film's concept derives from a recurring nightmare the director used to have where he would be stalked by a predator that continually walked towards him.
Who doesn't have that dream every single night? In this movie, the time frame is intentionally kept undefined so that it resembles a dream. Some of the cars shown are from more recent times. Many appear to be from the 60s to late 80s. And early CRT television sets are shown whenever the character is watching movies. Conflicting technology, the clamshell. And she reads a book and uses it as a light source. And it also has bars. So I'm not sure if they're like cell phone bars or like battery bars.
Yeah, it has bars and a battery.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much all I'm reading about that one. It's very long.
I think that, like, I don't know, there was like a lot of debate as to what time this movie took place in, but just like rewatching it as a person, I don't know, like I was like, oh, like they're poor. Like it's whatever time it is and they're poor. Like that's just what it felt like to me. Like,
I got my first
people
flat screen TV like 5 years ago.
Yeah, like people who are like, was this in the 80s? Like apparently did not grow up poor. That is like what most people I know's house looks like. So I don't know. I felt like it was not that difficult to define. Like she had a shell phone. And it doubled as an e-reader. There were nice cars. There were like newer cars and stuff like that. They're just poor. They're just poor. They just have the poor people Afghans hanging out around the house and stuff like that. Like it's not that difficult to figure out, people. If you see things that are from a different time, it doesn't necessarily mean that it takes place in a different time. It just means that those things have not been replaced.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mike Lanier, who plays the very tall It, is a 7'7" Detroit resident who designs engines for General Motors and is one of the world's tallest twins. Dang, he's not even an actor.
No, they filmed in Detroit, and they were picked, like, all of the extras were just regular old Detroiters.
That's cool.
Mhm.
So all the people that played It were...
I don't know. That old lady It from inside the school looked familiar to me.
I don't know if she looked familiar, but she looked like she knew what the hell she was doing, for sure. You got the next one?
Oh, I forgot what we were doing.
Oh, a podcast.
Hey, the colors red and pink were used to foreshadow the upcoming appearances of It, as they appear either in the background or in a character's piece of clothing whenever It attacks. I didn't
What the
notice that.
fuck? I'm not that observant. That's like too much Easter egging. The director, David Robert Mitchell, said that neither a condom nor same-gender sex would stop the monster and the curse would still be passed. And like, yeah, we'll talk about what we think this movie is, like, I guess, after we've discussed the plot.
I've been fighting with my boyfriend about it all week.
It's a really, like, it's not going to take us any time at all to walk through this movie. Super simple plot. So we can really, like, get to the meat
and then we can
right away. Yeah, and then we can fight about it, because I think that we are going to disagree, unfortunately.
Jay is short for Jamie, a tribute to Scream Queen Jamie Lee Curtis. In the film, Jay has a sister named Kelly. Jamie Lee Curtis also has a sister named Kelly Curtis.
That is okay. I've got to say, stretch.
I did the best I could.
No, not you. I'm not talking to you, pal. I'm talking to the people who named her Jay after Jamie Lee Curtis. How is Jamie Lee Curtis supposed to know? Her name isn't Jay.
They call her Jamie one time in the movie.
I don't remember that.
Her mother does.
Oh.
After she breaks her arm or something.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So without further ado, this is the psychological horror film It Follows. Also, just to throw out some cast names here, this movie stars, I don't quite know how to pronounce her name. I think it's just Micah Minnow, who is sort of like an indie scream queen darling. I wish I knew how to pronounce her name. I feel like a jerk. But she is also she was also in The Visit. No, not The Visit one. Oh, The Guest. With the guy that played Matthew Crawley in Downton Abbey. That movie was really good. We should cover that eventually, just so I have an excuse to rewatch it. And also Keir Gilchrist, who stars or starred, because it is no longer on the Netflix series Atypical. And I think he was also what was the movie?
He was in Dead Silence.
He was in Dead Silence, and then there was the one where it was him and Zach Galifianakis and Emma Roberts in a psych ward.
I don't know that one.
It was
I can see it. It's kind of a funny story.
It's kind of a funny story. There we go. Yeah. So there are a couple names, if that makes you want to watch it more. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry.
I'm not.
All right. So the movie opens up. We get like a little prologue kind of thing, which I like when movies do this. There's a prologue where there's a girl that runs out of a house and she seems to be running away from something, and we don't see what it is. And no one else seems to see what it is either. And then she gets to a beach and she's basically calling her parents to say her goodbyes. And when she when she does like call them to say goodbye, like after she makes the call, it sort of hard cuts to her on the beach in the morning, very dead, and with her leg sticking in a direction that is not supposed to. Um, so she's been horrendously mangled.
Yeah,
Then,
and I think it was because she was running in high heels.
I mean that is what it feels like to run in high heels,
Hmm.
for sure. Like
I've never done it,
that's what it
but
feels like is going to happen to you.
I've only ever seen it done a couple times, like in this and in Jurassic World.
Don't even get me started on Jurassic World, dude. Just not even just the shoes, the dress she's running in. Just
I don't remember it.
impractical. Impractical.
What about,
Um
okay, impractical for a scientist? Isn't that what she was?
yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Low cut halter.
I can't remember like it was like a bodycon dress. Like it was they just went all in. They just
Hmm.
went all in. Um so then we meet Jay, who is Micah Monroe, and she's just floating in a pool. Her kid sister and her friends are inside, and she goes in, and she gets ready for a date with a guy that she has been kind of seeing, I guess. She's a college student, living at home, and so she goes on this date. She goes to the theater with this guy who looked incredibly familiar to me, but I can't figure out where I've seen him before.
Well, I'll look it up.
Um,
Hold on.
okay. Um, and
He
he
was in
wants
It.
what was that?
Chap- he was in It Chapter 2 and 3 of the Fred movies.
Oh,
And I know how big of a fan of Fred you are.
who's Fred?
He was an internet kid, talked in a high voice. Oh, he was in Zombievers. Um, Fred, it's Lucas Cruikshank from the internet. He talks in a very high pitched voice, very fast.
Oh, that I forgot about that, probably on purpose. But Zombievers is definitely the thing that I'm knowing this guy from. That's got to be it. Um, so
Yeah, so she's going to the movies with Zombievers, and
right.
I don't know what they're seeing, so I don't think they do either. But they're playing this game I'm going to start playing forever. And
What's that?
it's the trade game. You get two guesses,
Oh, right.
and you pick somebody at random out of the crowd who you'd want to trade change places with, and the other person has two guesses to figure out who you picked and why. And so Hugh picks first, and she guesses, and he's like, "No, I'm gonna be this like 3-year-old baby because you get to shit wherever you feel like." And
Right,
we're,
which
we're
is
all like,
like,
"Yeah,
girl, run.
yeah." First of
So,
all,
like, that's a red flag. If he's like, I want to trade places with that baby so I can poop whenever I want to. Like, you already have
I can
that
poop whenever I
power.
want to. I can poop whenever I
Yeah,
want to.
you already have that power. We all do. We just do it not in our pants. So it just feels like, I don't know, like maybe you could do better, than that guy that
I'm sure she
is
could, and we'll get to that so soon.
right, right.
But
So
when
then yeah,
Jake picks,
right.
and Hugh, his first guess, he picks. They're in the theater now, sitting down, eating their popcorn, which we didn't have at the Oscars. But he says, "Oh, he thinks he wants to be that girl in the yellow dress," and so Jay turns around and she doesn't see anybody there, and he's like, she's standing right there." But then he's like, "Oh God, we gotta get out of here right now," so they just leave.
Right. Yeah, they just straight up leave the theater before the movie even starts.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see the girl in the yellow dress. Um, and so the next day she's telling her sister about the date, and her sister says, like, have you like, and the implication is like, have you had sex with him?
Mm-hmm.
She says no. That she knows he wants to, but she just didn't feel like comfortable or safe with him that night. So then their next date happens, and they're on the beach and they start kissing, and she's like, let's go back to the car. And in the car, they do what two adult people do when they like each other very, very, very much. And then afterwards, both of the doors are open, both of the back doors are open, and she lays across the seats on her stomach. And she's just kind of musing about like how there's nothing to look forward to when you're a grown up. There's nothing like that exciting anymore. And he creeps up behind her and he takes an ether rag to her face, knocks her out. And when she comes to, he has her strapped to a wheelchair in her bra and shorts. And he's explaining to her what happens next. Would you like to elaborate?
This camera work here is
Yeah.
my favorite camera work, maybe in any movie ever. Whenever it's like strapped to that wheelchair, because Jay is tied up to a wheelchair.
Right.
And he's telling her, somebody passed this on to me and I pass it on to you. And I need you. Like, he's tied her up here to make her believe what he's telling her is true. He tells her it can look like somebody you know or a stranger, whatever helps to get close enough to touch you. It can look like anybody, but there's only one of it, and it's going to look like people you love to hurt you. So he's wheeling her across this empty car park, and we see a scantily clothed, naked woman, like
scantily clothed, as in she's not wearing any clothes at all.
Scant clothes, you know. But she's slowly walking towards them, and you know, she's walking towards them, and Hugh's saying, "You can get rid of it by sleeping with somebody else, and if it kills you, it's going to come after me next. Never go to a place that doesn't have more than one exit. It's very slow, but it's not dumb."
Right. So then he takes her home where her sister and her sister's friends, one of whom is named Paul and is obviously madly in love with her. He just like drags her out of the car and says like, "Don't touch her, okay?" And then just takes off. And in not really traditional horror movie fashion, what we see next is that like the police are called and she gets taken to the hospital, and she like is going through like a sort of traumatic healing process. But really the most important thing that happens next is that she's in school, like she's a college student, she's in class, and the teacher, the professor is giving a lecture, and she looks out the window. Jay looks out the window and she sees an old woman in a hospital gown ambling towards her very slowly. And then when she goes out into the hallway, somehow the old woman is inside of the school and still ambling towards her very slowly. So she runs away screaming, and she doesn't go back to class.
So, okay, here's what I would do. Should I have ever catch this sex demon? I would close the door of the room I'm in and not leave it.
Yeah, like you would. Yeah, but we find out later that that doesn't do anything, right? Like it doesn't, like doors don't do much.
Well, whenever we get to spoiler later on at Greg's house, and that door stopped it.
True. Okay.
Quentin Tarantino hated this movie, by the way.
He's actually, I was going to read his as one of my reviews.
I knew you were going to.
Beat Street, even though I don't agree with him necessarily. Like I understand what he's saying about logistics, but it's like, bitch, have some imagination. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was funny that there's like such a public figure that had so much to say about this movie and in such detail. Like you can tell that he watched it more than once and was just trying to wrap his brain around it, which I think is really funny. But anyway, Paul and Yara, who are friends of Jay's sister Kelly, they agree to help and spend the night at Jay and Kelly's house. So Jay sees another woman in their kitchen who's like
Urinating.
peeing herself with like one titty hanging out of her bra, which I didn't understand the point of. I don't necessarily think we need to see as many boobs in this movie as we do see. So we don't
Why is
really
everybody
see.
peeing in movies? I
Yeah.
had just right before this, I watched Evil Dead,
Oh, and there's
and
lots of pee.
lots of pee,
Lots of pee in that one.
but it's still my favorite requel.
It is a good requel.
Maybe Scream's out now, so
Oh
Scream.
my god, I keep watching it.
I know it's so good.
It's so good. So anyway, someone smashes the kitchen window. There's no one there. Yeah, Jay sees that urinating lady. She runs upstairs to the others, and they can't see her. But then Jay is like backed into a corner, and like somebody's pounding on the door, and she's like, "Don't open it." And they're like, "Who is it?" And it's like, Yara's behind. It's like, "It's just me." And then like when they open the door, there's that like huge man,
7'7".
7'7", who just blows right through Yara like Casper the Friendly Ghost, but not friendly because it's a giant hovering man. People that tall make me very nervous. Also,
I'm very tall.
Is there a bird's nest right outside of your window? What is happening?
Oh, I'm cultivating birds. Can you hear that? I don't.
It sounds like you have like a colony.
They're building a nest in the tree next door.
Oh, okay. They're working together then. That's important.
It's a red one. What's that one called? Redbirds. Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Pretend like we're in Snow White.
Yeah. So they outrun Jay. Jay gets away from the tall man. She gets on her bike and gets away to a swing set.
No shoes. That would hurt.
That would hurt. It would hurt really bad. I think when I was a kid, I used to ride a bike with no shoes a couple of times. But then she like goes to a park and like, I don't want to walk on mulch and no shoes. That's how you get splinters and dirt on your feet.
I mean, I'm not trying to victim blame here, but Jay does a lot of things wrong in this movie.
Yeah, she's not the smartest. Not to just be that bitch, but like Jay is not a smart protagonist.
And I like that.
I like it too, but also like there's a couple of times where I'm just like so frustrated because I'm like, oh my god, you dumb idiot. Like, get it together. Make one decision that isn't going to like ruin everything, please.
They never do.
No, not once. Even like the big idea that they have, which we're coming up on because we're kind of breezing right through this. But like the big idea that they have, and I agree with Quentin Tarantino on this one. What the fuck is that?
Well, I read the director say, I read an article.
We should wait till. Oh, sorry.
Okay,
sorry.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay, so park, mulch feet. We now meet Greg, who is making out with a girl or smoking a marijuana cigarette with a girl, and he has now joined the crew at the park. And they make a plan to find Hugh. So they go to
they find out his real name.
They find his old house where he was squatting.
Right.
And somebody touches all of his dirty used Kleenex that he's ejaculated into.
I know.
That's disgusting.
Nobody's making good decisions.
I think it was Paul.
I think it was Paul.
Oh God, Paul. If I didn't like that show you were in. But they find a photo of Hugh in high school with a Letterman jacket on. So they find that high school and they go there and they're like, bitch, who's this bitch? And they just tell them who this bitch is. They say, oh yeah, here, look through these yearbooks, please, strangers. Look through these yearbooks. And I thought I had a name.
His name or her name?
No, Jeff Redmond.
Yeah. Yeah, and they find his address.
Mm-hmm.
And when they get there, they realize that well, Jay realizes that one of the people that she's been seeing is Hugh Jeff's mother.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, uncomfortable. So he is like, you found me. And
Mm-hmm.
so he explains again what's going on, even though I don't really understand why we needed this extra exposition.
In case you
Because
forgot.
yeah, we already knew
Mm-hmm.
what's going on here, but he said he had a one night stand and that's how he got it. And he passed it along to her. And the only way that she can get rid of it is if she has sex with someone else. And that's a loaded gun to carry. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
wants that kind of pressure, except for Jeff, who apparently was just fine doing that to Jay.
I mean, I'm sure it wasn't easy. I mean,
Right.
I also wouldn't have courted her first.
Right. Yeah, no, he really acted like he liked her and took
Mm-hmm.
her on several dates and stuff like that.
Let me find out he's a high
Men are
schooler pretending to
terrible.
be a 21-year-old.
So they all go to Greg's family's lake house. And this is their big smart idea for how
Mm-hmm.
they're going to get, hide from it, which is why would you go near a body of water? You don't have that many places to go.
You can get a very cheap plane ticket. Like you can fly, not Spirit, the other Spirit, the one that goes to France,
Yeah, but won't it just find you on a plane and then you're
Frontier.
trapped on the plane?
There's only one of them. It has to walk.
Mm,
Jeff said so. So you
right.
you get a $49.99 flight on Frontier Airlines to Paris, France. Let's see it walk across the ocean, guys.
It might be able to walk underneath the ocean.
Yeah, sure. How long is that going to take?
Long time, but they my bad. Oh, it's just I don't know. I just feel like this is dumb because sand slows you down. You can't really run in sand.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do? Run on the water? What? Why was this their idea? But anyway, he teaches Jay how to shoot a gun,
Mm-hmm.
um, just in case. And then it plays a clever little trick and shows up as Yara
Yeah, I loved that.
and attacks Jay. Um, they this is crazy because it pulls her hair and we just
Mm-hmm.
see her hair go up, which I think is one of the most chilling, simple and chilling, effective scares of the movie. Um, but they just start randomly whacking at it. They break a chair over its body, and Jay shoots it several times. And it just stands right back up and attacks Jay again. And it takes the form of one of the boys next door that likes to just watch her all the
Mm-hmm.
time because she's very pretty. She's the pretty girl in the neighborhood. So there are boys that, stare at her all the time. She gets into Greg's car and just starts driving it, but she's too distraught to drive. So she crashes in a cornfield and then she wakes up in a hospital with a broken arm.
This is where I would be very scared, waking up in a hospital like with no way out, like I'm stuck here.
Right. But then Greg is interested in having sex with her, so he has sex with her because he still doesn't believe that this is a thing, no
Mm-hmm.
matter what he sees, because he's the Dana Scully of this movie. It doesn't matter how many times he has encountered the goddamn thing or he has seen proof of its existence, he still doesn't believe it exists, and he's trying to get it in anyway.
And he
Um,
does.
and he does. They have sex in the hospital bed. Um,
Like you get caught.
how do they not get caught?
Like I don't understand movies, like hospital movies. Like going back to Scream 2022 again,
Mm-hmm.
whenever they're going back for little girl whose name I forget right now. There's one guard in that whole floor.
Yeah, hospitals are just so easy to thwart in horror movies. It's crazy.
Every hospital I've ever been to is like jam packed with people.
Right.
Staff,
Yeah.
nurses, doctors, people.
And they're all trying to stop you from getting anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So she sees, a few days later, Jay sees the entity like looking like Greg and walking towards Greg's house, but she sees, she knows, she can recognize that it's not really Greg.
Because he takes a rock and smashes
He
the window in
Yeah,
to
he
try to
takes
peek.
like yeah, but also just like the cadence, like the way that he's walking and everything.
Mhm.
And she uh calls Greg and he doesn't answer. And then she runs to the house and like she goes upstairs and it's pretty disturbing.
Mhm.
Um she sees Greg's mother and she's half naked and she's banging on Greg's door. And um Jay's just sort of looking at it in horror,
Mhm.
and then it gets in the door, and Jay opens the door and sees what happens when it gets you, which is that it fucks you to
Bangs
death.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, the entity is very much on top of Greg, who is very dead. Um,
Yeah.
and then she once again gets in a car and drives away and gets to a beach again, because for some reason these bitches keep going to the beach. Stop going to the beach.
I mean, what would you do?
Literally anywhere but the beach. You're
Not me. I'd
supposed to
be
go
right on the
somewhere with
beach.
multiple exits, and you're going somewhere where you have to run on sand or run underwater or run
Mhm.
through like woods. Stop going to the beach. It's dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But
Yeah.
girls, they only like the beach. They like to go to the beach, they like to go to the mall.
I mean, I love the beach. I love the beach. But am I trying to go there when I'm trying to run away from like a demonic entity that it like is just going to follow me no matter what and I literally have to run? No.
No.
No, give me asphalt, give me a track,
Give
give
me a
me
treadmill.
give me a treadmill. No, it'll get you on a treadmill. That's the only thing dumber than the beach. Um
But what if it couldn't keep up with me because I'm running on the treadmill and it's walking slowly behind me? Like it would keep falling right off.
so she is on the beach and then she sees three men about her age on a boat in the water. And so she just offers herself up to them. She just takes off her clothes and walks into the water, and then the scene cuts.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't I don't know if I believe she did it.
I mean, well, Paul is like, I'll have sex with you. Like, that's what happens next is that when she goes home, Paul's like, listen, like, I love you. I will have sex with you. And then we can both see this thing and fight it together. And she's like, no, no. But she was willing to have sex with Greg. She was willing to have sex with these three men in the boat. So I think that she did give it to somebody
Yeah,
on the boat.
at least one of them.
Right. Um,
But she has feelings for Paul, which is why she doesn't want to get him murdered, I think.
right. So then they come up with this plan.
Oh yeah, bad plan.
So they think for some reason that it can't fuck with water, right? Like that's where this is coming from. They're like, it can't fuck with water. And they come up with this plan to lure it to a swimming pool, and then to drop electrical appliances into the water. So they set up at the swimming pool. They've got TVs, they've got radios, like they've just got a bunch of like big old electrical appliances, which I would like to point out that if this were like the 80s, those things
Mhm.
would still be expensive and not things that they could just like find laying around to throw into the water. So thank you very much. This movie is just about poor people.
I don't think anybody thought anything through at all.
No.
The pool is so big
Yeah.
that throwing a toaster in it would do nothing.
I know. So now Jay is like the bait. She's like in the pool. She's just
Cash
waiting
in the
around.
water, pissing me off. I don't know. When wife and I broke my elbow,
Uh-huh.
I fell into the ocean because I was at the beach, and I was going on vacation. I can't help it break my elbow. I could have helped it, I guess, but I fell in the ocean. I had to get
Right.
it sawed off,
Oh my God.
otherwise it would mold. So my
Ugh.
dad went to the hardware store, bought a saw, and back at the condo sawed a cast off my arm.
And there she is, just like letting
Mold.
it soak. Yeah.
She's gonna get gangrene.
I guess that's the least of her problems at this point.
I guess so.
She's also got this thing following her, and also stupid ass friends that come up with ideas like this to help get rid of it.
Mhm.
But she sees the entity, and it's her dead dad.
But she doesn't tell anybody
And
that.
yeah,
It's a
so
secret.
it's supposed to get into the pool with her, but instead of getting into the pool, it starts throwing the electrical appliances at her.
Yeah, so instead of it following, it throws.
It throws. Yeah, it now is aggressive, which is
Mhm.
we'll get into this when we go over Quentin Tarantino's very long statement about why
Mhm.
this movie pissed him off. So Paul is trying to figure out where it is, and he's just like firing the gun randomly, and he accidentally hits Yara, but he eventually shoots it in the head.
Mhm.
And they cover it with a sheet, and Paul keeps shooting at it, and it falls into the pool. And then Jay's trying to get out of the pool, but it pulls her back underwater. And then Paul shoots it again in the head.
I don't know how.
I know. And it sinks down to the bottom, and she gets out, and they see the pool filling with blood. So they
That's
have
the whole scene.
beat it, kind of.
Mm,
But then Paul and Jay have sex, and
yeah.
the
And then Paul drives past some prostitutes,
yeah, and
and
then
then Yara's in the hospital, and then Paul and Jay walk home holding hands,
right,
but they're being followed.
yes, they're
So
being it's ambiguous. We
it's
don't
ambiguous.
know. There's a figure walking behind them, but it could be just like somebody's
But
grandma.
it shows up mid-scene, because
Right.
it's focusing on the front of Jay and Paul holding hands, and then it cuts down and cuts back up, and then the figure is there following them. But it's not walking like the other it's walking more
No.
like a human being.
No. So that's It Follows.
Very short.
It's
Very
it's
short. I
it's
mean, the
just
movie's
very
not that short.
easy to describe.
Hmm.
So before we take a walk down Letterbox Beat Street, I would like to go over this statement from Quentin Jerome Tarantino, who says, and this is a direct quote. I can't do a Quentin Tarantino voice. I was going to try, but
Yeah,
I
me
don't think
neither.
I could do it. I don't think I could keep it up at least. So it's the best premise I've seen in a horror film in a long, long, long time. The fact that he didn't just take it all the way makes me not just disappointed, but almost a little angry. He's referring to David Robert Mitchell, could have kept his mythology straight. He broke his mythology left, right, and center. We see how the bad guys are. They're never casual. They're never just hanging around. They've always got that one look, and they always just progressively move towards you. Yet in the movie theater, the guy thinks he sees the woman in the yellow dress, and the girl goes, "What woman?" Then he realizes that it's the follower. So he doesn't realize that it's a follower upon just looking at her. She's just standing in the doorway of the theater smiling at him, and he doesn't immediately notice her. You would think that he, of anybody, would know how to spot those things as soon as possible. We spotted them among the extras. The movie keeps on doing things like that, not holding on to the rules that it sets up. Like, okay, you can shoot the bad guys in the head, but that it just works for 10 seconds? Well, that doesn't make any fucking sense. What's up with that? Then all of a sudden, the things are aggressive and they're picking up appliances and throwing them at people. Now they're strategizing. That's never been a part of it before. I don't buy that the thing is getting clever when they lower him into the pool. They're not clever. Also, there's the gorgeously handsome geeky boy, and everyone's supposed to be ignoring that he's gorgeous because that's what you do in movies. That kid obviously has no problem having sex with her and putting the thing on his trail. He's completely down with that idea. So wouldn't it have been a good idea for her to fuck that guy before she went into the pool so that at least two people could see the thing? It's not like she would have been tricking him into it. It's what I would have done.
No, Quentin.
Yeah. So that's before we walked down Letterbox Beat Street, we had a moment with Quentin Tarantino. I would just like to say that I 100% agree about the pool scene. That was it's very annoying to me that all of a sudden it was picking up toasters and whipping them at Jay's head, even though it had not done anything like that previously. There were things around constantly that it could have thrown at her.
Yeah, I agree. I don't agree with everything Quentin said, but I agree with that part. We don't know how long. We don't know if that lady was standing in the doorway and smiling at the movie theater. She could have been like walking in.
Well, what he's just saying is that like it's like they all have the same look.
Mm-hmm.
They all have the same sort of thing that they're doing. They're all just sort of like ambling and like blank, expressionless faces. And then there's suddenly, they're walking towards you. Like they all look the same. And he does make a good point about like we can figure out who they are amongst all the other people that are in like a crowded space. Like we as an audience are like, that's the threat right there. So him, first of all, being willing to sit in a movie theater.
Yeah, bad idea.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah,
there are
poor
holes.
plot device.
There are holes. There are a lot of holes in the way that this works, but I don't think it makes it a less enjoyable movie. It's just that he's a filmmaker. And so, I think that he just noticed those things. And I think it's valuable to point them out, even though I don't necessarily agree that it was like a disappointing movie.
No, I actually vehemently oppose looking for holes in this movie.
That's fair. What did you pull as your review?
I have a 5-star review from reviewer Ethan Trust, who says a genius blend of horror and coming of age that combines the dread of growing up with the lingering presence of a sexually transmitted demon.
All right, that's a good one. I have two. One is a little bit, well, no, neither one is long, but one's hella short. So this one is from Robert Franco on Letterboxd that actually just watched it on March 30th for the first time, and said, I found it very amusing when her friend got upset that she passed the sexually transmitted demon to a different guy and not to him. That was one of the most hilariously realistic depictions of a sexually frustrated high schooler I've ever seen. And then this one is from Sri, who gave it 5 stars and said, "Guess I'll die."
Yeah, it happens.
All right. So it does pass the Bechdel test with flying colors. Does fail the Duvernay test, unfortunately. It's very white cast, actually, like pale white. So Idiot's Guide to Gore, I think even a 2. I mean,
it's just the leg.
It's just the thing in the beginning, and then like the blood like floating in the pool at the end, right? Like,
yeah.
There's not much going on. I wouldn't say that it isn't like, I would say on the scary meter, like the guy getting fucked to death by the thing that looks like his mom, very horrifying.
Yeah, that's like an Oedipus out of
very
5.
Scary. Yeah. Yeah, it's really unsettling. I would give that like a 5 on the scary scale. Turns my stomach every time. All right. Are you? Hey, sir. You want to get some keys?
I didn't even bring them.
Oh, that's okay. Jingling-a-ling. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so sorry.
Edit that part out.
Every week on Idiot's Guide to Horror, we like to imagine that we have been given the keys to remake or reboot the film that we are talking about, and then we tell you what we would keep in because we think it's flawless and what we would trash the second we got the chance because we think it's doo-doo. So, Chris, this week, what was flawless for you?
The score by Disasterpiece is perfect.
It's amazing, dude.
I listened to it on Spotify earlier this week. It is
It's one of the greats.
Outstanding. It is like Suspiria level good.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it's one of the greats for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I really impressed with that. Just like it's like dreamy synth music. Nightmare music, exactly. Yeah, there's something very strange about it. And what else?
The cinematography, especially on the wheelchair scene, is my favorite thing I've ever seen in my entire life, hands down. I will not get as much enjoyment from anything else in life, including the birth of my first child. That scene is like cemented into my brain. It's amazing.
Who?
My first child, if I ever have one. Like seeing that sight, like, oh, look, I'm born, father. And I'm like, okay, but I've already seen,
It's gonna come out and say, "Father, I am born."
I have been born. I'd be like, okay, that's great, but let me stop you right there because I've already seen It Follows. So
right.
I like the premise of this movie also. It's never been done, and it's like a fresh idea.
Yeah, for sure.
And how often do you come across a fresh idea in a horror movie?
Right, and also, actually, before we get any further, what do you think it is?
Okay, shut up, everybody. Shut up, stop talking. Now, here's what I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think this movie is a nightmare movie. It doesn't have to have any real meaning. The meaning I derive from it is the same dumb idea the kids got in It. Spoiler alert, if you have not read the book, It came out in 1988. Remember when all the kids go down in the sewer and fuck Beverly?
Yeah.
I believe that they use sex as a way to age themselves up in that, so that in this movie, they're using sex as a way to enter adulthood. And she says there's nothing to look forward to in life when you're an adult. This is all you have to look forward to is the inevitably slow creeping death coming up upon you.
I cannot believe this. We agree.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do. We agree.
No, we don't.
I do think that you have, like it's about mortality, right?
Yeah.
Like it's definitely about mortality. And they're using sex as that bridge, like that ultimate bridge of like childhood innocence into like adulthood. And like, yeah, she does like she encounters the thing for the first time after she has sex, and then she like gives this very like traditional speech, like a little monologue about, we have nothing left to look forward to. Like when I was a kid, I used to like daydream about like holding hands with boys and like riding in cars with my friends. And like all of those things are like very commonplace now. And that's something that I think about like a lot. Like I'm like, man, being excited about all that shit is behind me.
Right.
Like I've had all my firsts pretty much. Like, that's all behind me. And all that there's left to look forward to now is just like the slow gradual march to death. Sorry, everybody. It's an upper.
I don't believe that we are together on this one.
Really?
Yeah, because I thought you would have picked something different.
What did you think that was coming?
Well, the same thing like everybody else thinks. Well, I'm not saying you're like everybody else. I'm just saying like a lot of people go for the very obvious.
That it's an STD.
Yeah.
That's what I thought that you thought it was. I was like, yeah. Yeah. So I was like, oh boy, we're not.
I was like sitting here screaming at Steve, telling him about this tunnel scene from It, where they all go down and bang Beverly. And I'm like, they were children. They had to be adults to fight the clown demon.
Right.
And in this movie, they were children. They had sex, and now they will die.
Right.
And he's like, I don't think so. And I'm like, you're entitled to that, but here's why I'm right.
Yeah. No, I absolutely 100% agree with you. I think that STD is like, if it was just an STD, I think that it wouldn't be as like involved. There wouldn't be as much like mythology around it. It wouldn't be like this slow thing that like gradually follows you. I think that the fact that it is like something that you can of, or like, you know, not, it doesn't keep trying to kill you.
No, but you have to
if
have
you
sex
pass
again to pass it on, and sex is the
right.
only thing that gives me any enjoyment in life anymore. Sorry, Mom.
Right, and that's why
It puts off death for a little bit longer, so you're
I
doing, you know, just like
right.
making yourself happy.
And I also feel like, just even like at the beginning, like his point reinforced when we were talking about that quote where he was like, it wouldn't matter if they wore a condom. It wouldn't matter if they had like same sex partners. He's like
Mhm.
trying to say, like, this is not about STDs or pregnancy. Like, there is more to this, and like sex is just like a vehicle
Right.
to, like, you know, make the plot move along. And I don't know. I think that was what I was going to say. I think it's flawless. I think that as a metaphor, this is incredible because it's nuanced and it's subtle, and it could be about like anything, about like
Mhm.
the shit feelings that you get when you realize that you're an adult and your youth is behind you.
Right.
Like, it's a really interesting language for that. And I think that using sex as that like bridge is really good. And he did it in a way that isn't terrifying and creepy and pedophilic like the end of it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway,
if you could change anything about this movie, what would it be?
that fucking, like, why with the pool?
Okay, so here's what I read about the pool scene. Um, in many a horror movie, the cast of characters find a way through some means outside of their own to stop whatever entity is following them. Like, you know, there's a plot point and they're like, oh, look, this is how we stop it. These kids have no idea how to stop it. So they were just like trying to think of something logical to themselves.
But why was it able suddenly to start aggressively throwing things?
Okay, he didn't mention that part in the interview I read. So yeah, I see that. I've never noticed it
Yeah.
before. Like I never let it. It never bothered me until you brought it up, you and Quentin. And it will probably bother me for every time I watch it from now on.
Yeah, it's like when you're watching a zombie movie and all of a sudden one zombie starts running, or like there's the zombie. I recently accidentally rewatched I Am Legend, and like there's the zombie that's like randomly really smart, and I'm like, this
Hmm.
is not like, you have to establish rules,
What about
otherwise
in
like
Fido?
Fido's different. Fido's like goofy.
Hmm. Grandma's fallen and she's getting up. I laughed so hard.
It's a good one.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. That's my only big qualm that I have. Um yeah, that's my only big qualm that I have, like, that these, you know, sudden like this, which couldn't literally do anything but lumber towards you slowly for, you know, like an hour and like 20 minutes, suddenly is able to start whipping TVs at its person. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. It's not in line with like the rest of the thing that made it scary. Like, the
Mhm.
scary thing is that it's just like sort of slowly creeping you, and then all of a sudden it like amps up that juice and like starts whipping shit at you. No, that's not. It's not for me.
Yeah, and now that the whole movie is ruined for me the rest of my life, so
No.
whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
And
Um.
I just got paid.
Oh, look at you. Congratulations. Would
Thank
you
you.
like to make an announcement now that we are? Oh, wait. First, we can finish up the It Follows talk.
Mhm.
What would you rate it?
I will unapologetically give this movie 5 stars forever. This
Okay.
movie is the like when I saw this movie, I said this is the movie of our entire generation. This is the best movie there will ever be, and it will never be topped. This is it for me. I will hang up my movie watching eyes from now on. I've seen all the movies there are to see. It Follows was the greatest thing to ever come out. unfortunately, then shortly thereafter, The Witch came out, and I said the same thing about The Witch. Because The Witch is the best movie I've ever seen in my entire life. But unfortunately, Hereditary came out shortly after that, and I said the same thing about Hereditary and then Midsommar.
Yeah. I mean, like not to like keep saying these things about these incredible movies that keep coming out. I understand. So you're gonna give it a big old 5 out of 5.
5.
All right. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 because even though it has all of these massive plot holes and the characters are crazy stupid, I still enjoy this movie. So it's doing something right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know? You picking up what I'm putting down? But uh
Did I show you what I got?
oh, you got the Saint Maud shirt.
Yeah, and I got
Chris,
it in the color rose, like after Rose class.
ooh, smart. So uh yeah, you want to make an announcement?
All right. So as you people, my loyal friends and fans, admirers, followers, my betrothed may know, I have been at my current job for 11 miserable years. And over the last 12 months, I've been applying, and happily, we can say now that I'm starting a new job here next week. Nope, 2 weeks from now. Concubines, thank you. And I'm really excited about it. And yes. So in 2 weeks, not next week, we'll just do it normal. The week after that, we're going to find a new time to record because I'll be working a new schedule. But I'm really excited about it.
Yay. So streams are going to be moving to a different day. And we haven't quite worked out yet how that's going to go. But we are going to figure it out. We will always be here for you. But congratulations to Chris, because not to brag too much, but he came out on top in front of a lot of candidates, like a lot.
Like 866.
Like 866 candidates, and they recognize that Chris is the best. And I want to go through all of the videos where I look at you like you're just an angel on earth and just be like, see, everybody sees it now. People understand it. People see it. Everybody knows how great you are. The secret's out.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. But that's do you want to do Idiot's Guide to Non-Horror?
Oh yeah, I have I'm still watching anything MCU related. So I could not finish Spider-Man Far From Home. I turned it off. I'll get back to it. I'm sure it's great. I just can't handle it right now. So I watched all of Loki.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Really good stuff, yeah.
I watched all of WandaVision, and WandaVision is now the greatest TV show I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's so good. It's so good.
I think I put it on Letterboxd, best show I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's easily digestible, 9 episodes. And I would also like to recommend The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I still have 20 minutes left of the last episode, but the pacing throughout the entire thing has been amazing.
Yeah, I haven't gotten through that one yet. I started it, and it was like there was like a war criminal thing going on, and I was kind of immediately like my eyes glazed over. I do want to see Hawkeye, and I do want to see Moon Knight.
I can't do Moon Knight yet. It's only 1 episode out. I need all 6.
Right. Well, I don't really know. I didn't really prepare a guide to non-horror. I feel like the thing that I just watched will actually get me in a lot of trouble if I recommend it, but I guess I'll just do it anyway. I did watch all of Amy Schumer's new show, Life and Beth. And I was pleasantly surprised by it. Also, like I'll watch Michael Cera do anything. I love him. And he's fantastic in this, as like a socially awkward farmer who may be on the spectrum. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. And if you hate Amy Schumer, I'm sorry that I don't always hate her. I actually have been thinking a lot about people hating her since I started watching this, and I feel like, I don't always agree with her, and I don't always agree with the things that she says, but I feel like this sort of like wokeness or whatever is like a new way to like bully women and like have internalized misogyny and like practice it. And I think that we need to allow for other women to develop and grow. And what, like, the thing that she talked about, I think that that's something that, if anybody wants to have discourse with me about that, about the thing that she talked about the guy coming to her room when she was in college, I think we could talk about that. I think that there's a lot that can be said about that. I don't know. I just think that there's probably a lot of hits out there claiming that they haven't been in similar situations, or like not really seeing it from other sides and just dogpiling. I think that's it. That's it. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. But anyway, the show's pretty good. It's surprisingly heartfelt and very sweet, and then also funny in times. And David Byrne is in a couple of episodes. David Byrne, guys. Okay, David Byrne's there.
And that's on Hulu?
That is on Hulu. Yes. Yeah. And also just in general, I recommend David Byrne as a human being. Enjoy David Byrne. What was that?
I couldn't tell my
did the
shirt was
same
on
thing.
backwards.
I did the same thing like halfway through recording. I was like, oh no, but it's not a tag. It's yeah.
Who can tell?
Okay. Well, I guess you can follow us. You can email us questions, comments, and recommendations to idiotsguidetohorror@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram at idiotsguidetohorror. Do not follow us on Twitter as per usual. Please don't do that. That will be
Why is it still on here?
because I think it's funny at this point to just tell people not to every week. Like it's
Don't waste your time.
It's a fruitless effort. You won't get anything out of it.
No.
So but we do have a Facebook. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/horroridiots.
You can follow us on Instagram. We're so close to 500 followers.
That would be, yeah, that's nice.
I need that. I need that justification.
And then please continue to rate our podcast on iTunes. Help other horror movie fans find us, or not horror movie fans, just people who like to hear people ramble about things sometimes.
Yeah, we're great.
And also, just as a non-horror recommendation, tomorrow is Rex Manning Day, so happy Rex Manning Day, everybody.
And if you haven't, the same theater we are, I think we have assigned seats, so don't worry about it.
Yeah,
who the fuck keeps calling me over and over again?
I hope you enjoy the movie Empire Records. You should definitely see it if you haven't seen it before. We are both big fans. Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna have a very brief after party because I got to get out of here. But if you are watching the live stream, please stick around for the after party while I scramble to choose our movie for next week. Or if you're listening to the podcast, hey. I
got a new complaint.
Be your own kind of film, bro.
Yeah, and never waste your pain.
That's goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
All right.
We should cover Saint Maud again.
Just keep covering Saint Maud over and over. Okay.
Every time I watch it, I like it more than I did the last time.
I have to pick a movie. How's everybody doing?
Can anybody recommend me, from working from home? I want to get the noisiest mechanical keyboard I can, but I want it to have Mac keys and not Windows keys.
Oh, you know what I forgot to recommend? God damn it. There's a two-part documentary on HBO about Evan Rachel Wood. Like naming Marilyn Manson as her abuser. That was really good. So
it's on
watch
HBO or HBO Max.
On HBO Max. It's called Phoenix Rising. Highly recommend that. I need to pick a movie, y'all. Shit.
Do you want any recommendations? Possum.
You do want to watch Kevin Can Fuck Himself. You do want to watch that. Yes, it's very, very good. It's very good. My brother
I don't
says
recommend The Eternals.
My brother says to get an old iMac keyboard. Is it's apparently that's very clicky. Mindy, did you like X then? Did we hype it up a proper amount, or was it too much? I've heard that I've been hyping it up too much, actually. So I'm a little nervous.
5 stars for whatever.
I'm so mad that Green Room isn't on anything that's easy to stream anymore.
Hey, play. What's on my watch list?
Not too much hype. Good to know. Good to hear. Oh God, I just
bodies. I can't watch Train to Busan. I'll cry the entire time.
Yeah. So here's the thing: when it's
I double clicked on something.
When it comes time for me to pick a movie, I always want to pick some like obscure, weird movie from the 70s or 80s. So I'm gonna do that. And we are going to cover the movie Hausu. And I will send you, Chris, I will send you this. You can find it on HBO Max right now. It is a Japanese horror movie from the 70s. It is one of the strangest. Taurus Trap, Jacob's Ladder. I love Terror Firmer. I love all three of those movies, actually. Especially Terror Firmer, but I don't think I could get Chris to watch a Troma movie again. I think he would.
Guys, the last one I watched was terrible.
You don't understand.
How do I spell this word?
Hold on, I'll send it to you. I'm gonna drop it into the private chat. But yeah, since we pretty much have the same loyal listeners anyway, I feel like you guys are willing to tolerate my bullshit at this point, and we will cover Hausu, or just known in English as House. No, Chris has not watched The Toxic Avenger yet. Have you watched The Toxic Avenger yet?
No, I watched fucking the worst one I've ever seen.
War. You started with Troma's. Everybody who understands Troma, who speaks Troma, he started with Troma's War. He didn't consult me.
It was streaming.
You didn't consult me. I have DVDs.
Well, next
I have Troma now.
No, you don't.
I do too.
Is that like Well Presents Plus, where I can just watch Drag Race?
Yeah, it's like but it's really bad. Like Troma now is like the worst streaming service I've ever seen in my life. But there's no way to navigate it well. Yeah, Poultrygeist. Poultrygeist is also, that's a good one. But
this?
Yes, we are covering that.
I've almost clicked on this 100 times.
Now you have to.
Okay.
It is, yeah. Return to Nukem High. I think like I think you kind of have to start with the Toxic Avenger. I really do. I think like either you start with Sergeant Kabukiman NYPD and then like go to Toxic Avenger, or vice versa. You start with Toxic Avenger and then go to Sergeant Kabukiman, and then you start to sort of like appreciate just the guerrilla filmmaking of also like it's kind of imperative to like read one of Lloyd Kaufman's books.
He has books?
Yes, he has written a few books. Write your own, make your own damn movie, direct your own damn movie, and everything I need to learn about filmmaking, I learned from the Toxic Avenger.
I'm so mad about this Mountain Dew, by the way.
Why?
Because the work cafeteria vending machines, it's just like a cooler. It's not a vending machine, and then you just tap your phone to pay for it at the kiosk. It's like a scan and go. We're sold out of Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola.
Right.
It's either Pepsi or nothing, so I had to get Mountain Dew.
I'm sorry about your Mountain Dew. J-Dub is saying we've got to convert you to Trauma. I agree. So
I already watched one.
This is going to be Professor Kara in the house. Talk about Trauma movies. So yeah, I'm just gonna, just as a little experiment, we're gonna do House. We're gonna do Houseu.
I'm picking a fun movie too then for my week.
Has anybody seen Houseu? Mindy, I'm guessing you did because you had a strong reaction. Has anybody else seen it? It's 1977. It's from Japan. It whips.
So you guys better show up next week.
Yeah, you got it, because it's the last one for a while. So, well, not the last one for a while. It's the last live stream on a Thursday or Wednesday.
Yeah, so you better be here and be queer next whatever day we do it.
Yeah. So this is on the mild end of things. Eventually, like, you know, I'm gonna give up and I'm gonna be wanting to cover movies like Society and Shock and Phenomenon. And
I'm gonna do what's that movie I liked? Hold on. What's that movie I liked?
What's that one movie I liked?
Oh, I already recommended it.
What was
Evil
it?
Dead. No, the one
yeah.
I'm thinking of. Okay, hi Mabel. Hi baby. I don't remember. It was 3.5 hours long.
It is not.
No, the one I wanted to do. It was Asian, but I don't remember where at. It was South Korean. Anybody?
Was it the Asylum one?
No, Gonjiam Haunted Asylum. Great though.
If you want still need to watch that.
Footage, maybe I'll pick that one. Yeah, because we're doing foreign films, guys, and you can't stop us.
Yeah, Tetsuo is still not streaming anywhere, unfortunately. I would love to cover that. I would love to talk about it. I would love to just watch it again. It's been a very long time. It's been like since high school. I Saw the Devil. Yeah, Tetsuo still isn't on anything. What a bummer. Ichi the Killer isn't on anything.
Yeah, it's on Shudder.
Oh, it is on Shudder.
Yeah, I added it to our list.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, Ichi the Killer would be a crazy one. I feel like we would really alienate people with that.
Mm-hmm.
And Audition.
Oh, I love Audition.
Me too. I would love to cover that one. Well.
Hey, what about Martin Scorsese?
What about Martin Scorsese?
I just read your review of Homecoming.
Oh, Martin Scorsese thinks that Marvel movies are like the death of cinema.
Oh.
Yeah.
I paid $50 for that 3-pack. So how's that the death of anything?
He's saying that it's like the death of real movies, but like it's nobody's fault that he decides to make movies that are 3 hours long and only about Italian men.
Mm-hmm.
Tokyo Gore Police is great. But as I stated at the top of this, I'm very sorry for recommending Sion Sono movies to anybody. So if I ever recommended Prisoners of the Ghostland or
2 weeks ago.
yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I recommended Prisoners of the Ghostland. I have done a lot of recommending of Sion Sono's other movies too. I did not know. I guess we did not know. And I got a text message yesterday that just said, I'm sorry about Sion Sono. And I thought he died. So I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's worse.
He's just trash.
He's dead to me now.
Do you think that anybody calls Francis Ford Coppola Franny?
Do you think that Nicolas Cage calls him Uncle Franny?
I hope so. I really hope so.
Uncle Franny. Listen, Nicolas Cage's new movie is coming out soon. I hope everybody's ready.
I'm ready.
Are we going to go opening day?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. I'll get us tickets.
All right, because now I can stay up as late as I want.
Yeah, you can. I still can't, but you can.
Because I don't start work till noon.
Yeah. Oh, pardon me. All right. Well, I'm sorry that it's a bit of a short one today, but I do have to go and take care of some things. It is always lovely to see all of you, and we will see you next week. Happy Rex Manning Day.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Ooh, Rexy, you're so sexy.
If you haven't watched Empire Records, watch it. Watch it today or tomorrow or on Friday. Just watch it sometime around Rex Manning Day for full maximum magic.
Do you think it's streaming?
It's on like Showtime or Stars or something. Let me see.
On nothing I own. But if you guys want to come over, I have the DVD.
Yes. Also, you could probably rent it for like $1 on Amazon.
Yeah. Or you can go to your local, not current movie theater and watch it tomorrow.
Also,
I did get tickets 5 months ago, so it might be sold out.
Also, your instincts might say, this is a bad movie, and I need you to fight that.
I've never thought it was a bad movie. I don't know why it
once
has
in my life.
20% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Not once in my life, but people hate this movie.
I don't know why.
Because they're stupid.
Today? The fat man walks alone. My name isn't fucking Warren.
My name's not Warren. His name isn't fucking Warren. His name isn't fucking Warren.
It's literally like on my top 5 movies that are not horror movies. This is up there with Detroit Rock City. You know,
I cannot wait to slam my hands down on the armrest tomorrow and scream, I'm bringing Rex his lunch.
Oh God. I love it. It's like it has everybody you could ever want in a movie.
Yeah.
He's an Embry. That's it. That's all I want. Renee Zellweger, Liv Tyler.
Yeah. All right.
But we're going to bed now.
Yeah, we're gonna go do other things now.
Everybody close your eyes and go to sleep.
Yeah. And we will see you next week when we are covering House, which is your assignment for the week. Oh, we need to take a screenshot. What do we? This would be so much easier if we were in the same place at the same time. This would be a perfect one for like one of us to stand behind the other one. I know.
No walking room anywhere.
I know. You gotta get Steve all moved in. Yeah, take things. To take things to the basement kind of thing.
I have another mattress now in my living room.
Oh wow! What are you guys going to do with the other mattress?
Put it in the basement? I'm probably going to put all this stuff in the basement, but he doesn't get home until like 11:30 at night, and I've been in bed for 3 hours by then, so he can't move it while I'm sleeping because it's loud, and he needs help.
Okay, that's fair.
So we only have like 1 day a week to move anything.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we're going to bed.
Yeah, I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for putting up with the week off and also putting up with me being kind of low energy today. Hopefully I'll be a whole person again soon.
And I'll pull a screenshot from the VOD.
That sounds good.
Mhm.
All right. Do you want to stop being live?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna stop being live, everybody. See you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.